recent visit to Pakistan by the head of Argentina's joint military staff has fed speculation that a JF-17 fighter jet deal is on the horizon following more than a decade of interest by the South American nation. But despite China's willingness to help fund an acquisition program, it's unclear if any major progress was made. Lieutenant General Juan Martín Paleo visited with several military and government figures June 14 to 15 in Islamabad, including Pakistan Air Force Head Air Chief Marshal Zahir Ahmed Babar Sidhu and Minister for Defense Production Mohammad Israr Tareen. While Paleo is Argentina's senior military officer, he is not the key decision-maker on the selection of a new fighter jet. That role belongs to General Xavier Isaac, the head of the Air Force. In May, a delegation of Air Force pilots and technicians evaluated the JF-17 in China. This included a full technical evaluation, use of a simulator and evaluation flights. In the more recent trip to Pakistan, officials discussed collaboration on defense materiel production during a visit to the Ministry of Defense Production. Neither the ministry, the Defense Export Promotion Organization nor the local Argentine embassy responded to requests for additional information. However, sources in Argentina told Defense News that officials discussed the possibility of having the FC-1, the export variant of the JF-17, assembled in the country, with parts and components supplied by China and Pakistan in addition to some produced locally. The country would eventually want to be able to make major modifications to its own FC-1 aircraft, said military officers and government officials, speaking on the condition of anonymity because of concerns over job security. André Serban-Pont, who leads the Argentina-based think tank CRIS and was previously an advisor at the country's Strategic Affairs Secretariat, is unconvinced Paleo's trip implies a deal for the JF-17 Thunder is imminent. In my experience, nothing in the Argentine defense sector is set in stone until contracts are signed and Argentina actually starts paying, he said, especially given the country's ongoing economic crisis is quite profound, with reserves running dangerously low and possibilities of default. The government is also unlikely to make large defense investments with no political benefit. Elections are a year away, which isn't enough time for the ruling party to harvest the political capital gained from any successful military purchases. The government's preference to balance suppliers by nationality may also hinder JF-17 acquisition efforts, as it prefers to express a certain degree of equidistance with China and the United States, hoping not to damage the relationship, Serban-Pont explained. Argentina's army is currently considering an 8-wheel drive armored fighting vehicle from China North Industries Group Corporation Limited, also known as Norinco. If selected, this will likely reduce the chances of the Air Force going for the JF-17, and vice versa, he said.